Adam and Kate, a loving couple, were preparing a romantic dinner. Both of them were meat lovers and couldn't live without it. However, when a fly flew into Kate's nose, they began to realize that there were flies in the kitchen. They tried to shoo the flies away with their hands, but more and more flies appeared and landed on the kitchen cabinets. Kate had to use a fly swatter, and the sound of slap, slap echoed as they killed the flies on the cabinets. However, they found out that more flies appeared on the other end of the cabinets. Kate quickly took out insecticide to deal with the flies, and then they discovered that the source of the flies was from the fridge. They carefully opened the fridge, but when they did, they were horrified to find that the meat they stored had been contaminated by the flies. Suddenly, a swarm of flies flew towards them, buzzing loudly. Adam and Kate fought back in desperation, but in the end, they couldn't escape the fly attack, and their screams were drowned out by the buzzing of the flies. Are you also a meat lover? Make sure to obtain meat from legal sources.
A young internet celebrity, known for doing good deeds every day, was looking for new material to shoot with her partner. She met an old lady collecting garbage, gave her food, and recorded the touching moment. The following day, she gave the old lady clothes and jewelry, recorded the act, and touched the hearts of many netizens. One day, in a storm, she followed the old lady onto a bridge and attempted to push her off to create an accident and gain more exposure. But she miscalculated. The old lady took out the broken things she had given her, threw them into the river, and left. The girl's behavior of creating false events to attract fans' attention and sympathy, thereby gaining more clicks and shares, increasing her online exposure and popularity, ultimately had a price to pay.
Jane received a task from the hospital to visit a mother and son who had not been seen for a long time. When she pushed open the door, she found no one inside. She walked around the hall and saw a shadow quickly flash by. So, she followed it all the way to the bedroom on the second floor. She opens the door gently, and she found the little boy sleeping soundly. However, when she approached the child, his face suddenly became hideous, causing Jane to fall back in fear. She felt a pair of feet touch her back, and when she turned around, she saw a terrifying woman staring at her with eyes the size of ping-pong balls. Jane was so scared that she almost passed out. When she slowly came back to her senses, she found the skeletons of a mother and son lying on the bed, who had passed long ago. This story reminds us that some single patients or elderly people with illness may die alone at home without anyone knowing. Therefore, we should regularly care for and look after elderly and single patients, especially those without family or relatives.
These are my parents. They have strange appearances with many scars and marks on their bodies, which make me feel uncomfortable. I'm afraid my classmates will laugh at me if they see my parents, so I often avoid and hide my family background. I'm getting more and more disgusted with my parents and find them too repulsive to accept. One night, I decided to run away from home, leaving this shameful house. I quietly walked into my parents' room, intending to take some money from their drawer and leave home, but I accidentally found some old photos. In the photos, my parents were very beautiful and looked completely different from now. I was born with a skin disease, and I was surprised to discover that my parents had donated their own skin to me to make me look so beautiful now. This discovery shocked me, and I began to understand how much my parents loved me, how selfless and giving they were.